operate and to get into once you learn a little bit about it. At first I had a little trouble understanding some of the concepts about it, but once I got it, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. It's clear as a bell now, you know.
Yeah, Brad. Yeah, I'm just trying to, I'm in it for the hobby. I'm not trying to be too technical with this stuff. You know, I'm just in it, you know, for make a few contacts and you know, get out there and be heard and respond back to some CQs. And that's really all I'm in here for. I'm not trying to get real heavy into it like a lot of these gurus, I guess I can call them. That's real technical in this stuff, you know. But I'm just trying to keep it short and simple. Coming out of the CB world, you've been in this about 30. I've been talking on CBs for about 30 years, 35 years off and on. And then I discovered 6 months ago this fusion digital radio, and I hadn't looked back since. I still got a Citizen band installed, but you know, I don't. There's nothing going on out there in that CB world now. So digital, I found, is the way to go. Back to you, Brad.
Oh, yeah. I haven't talked on CB in, I can't remember how long. It's been a very, very, very long time. But I started out in CB radio, and I got real heavy into single sideband stuff, and had a beam up, and Cobra base station, and a Cobra mobile sideband radio. Had a lot of fun with that. I talked all over the place on that silly radio. Had a ball with it, and well, it's been a long time ago.
Yeah, the last contact I remember making long distance, was Ontario, Canada, on sideband, lower sideband, 38. And I couldn't believe it. I was sitting out there in my truck, keyed up, and dude said he was in Ontario, Canada. I couldn't believe it. Of course, it takes so much wattage to run these things. I think I was doing about 400 watt, 300, something like that. But it was clear as a bell, but it was late at night. It was about 9:30 or so, something like that. But I'm winging myself away from the Citizen band and getting full time into the fusion side of the radio spectrum. Back to you, Brad.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun on CB, but it's been a long time ago. I haven't talked on there many years. But I had a lot of good friends there and talked a lot of single sideband on it. That's kind of where I landed and stuck, you know. The AM-19 crowd just didn't excite me at all. But I would sit up late at night and point that beam around listening for radio signals. And I could get out there about 120 miles or so, or a little more. Pretty regular at night with that old CB radio, and 12 watts of power. I didn't have any amplifiers or anything, just I had a PDL2 beam antenna and the radio, and that was it. I never did get into having amplifiers and stuff, but had a ball with it. Talked to a lot of people, had a good time. Talked to a lot of Skip too with it, a lot of DX. Talked to Australia a lot, other places. This is N5LZ.
Yeah, Brad. Speaking of that, oh, your mileage, where you are from, it just showed up. Because I can ask you what kind of radio you're talking on. I thought you said 100. And you're 29 point some odd miles from me. But yeah, back to the CB right quick. A long time ago, we were talking 4 watts. I keyed up, and I live in Mississippi, and I went out about 50, 60 miles. I got out about 50, 60 miles, some parts of Arkansas, and couldn't believe it. And the guy told me over in Eudora, Arkansas, and I'm talking on 4 watts. You know, back then it wasn't in amps. And I thought that was amazing. But like I say, I'm hooked on this fusion. Man, nothing like it. Nothing like it, Brad. KR5ECC. I'm gonna flip it back over to you for a final. I need to get out in my truck and disconnect the mirror. They keep moving on me when I put it in gear, so I'm gonna see if I can disconnect one of those wires to it so they can stop moving. Back to you, Brad. This is Eric, KR5ECC.
I'll be right back. N5LZ.
And this is going to be the end of this video. KR5ECC clear.